Alright, welcome to Learnlyte, guys. In this video we're going to talk about recursion. So recursion is another feature in Python and many other programming languages that allow us to perform a certain task a certain number of times. It basically allows us to perform repetition. Alright, so we know that from before we can perform repetition using while loops and for loops. So now we're going to perform repetition using recursion. So recursion is basically when a function calls itself. And we know that functions can call other functions. So we know that it is also legal for a function to call itself. And this is known as recursion. So let's take a look at an example. So I'm gonna start by bringing up here. And we're gonna begin by writing a program called countdown. So let's begin. We're gonna say def countdown, and the argument we're gonna give to it is just n, a variable n, and then we're gonna say if n is less than or equal to 0. This is another operator, logical operator that gives us true or false. We're gonna print blast off. Alright, and then we're gonna say else. We're gonna bring this back over here. We're gonna say print n, and finally we're gonna call the function countdown. So we're gonna call itself and we're gonna pass into it n minus 1. Alright, gonna save. I'm gonna go ahead and run this and see what we get. So when we call the function countdown and we pass a value of 10 to it, let's see what we get. We get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. And this is an example of recursion. So let's break it down. What's happening here? So first of all, we have this, which is the condition that's going to be tested. So we're saying that if n is less than or equal to 0, we're going to print blast off. Alright, and this is known as the base case in recursion. This is the case that will eventually must hold true, right? And what we're going to do is in the else statement, this is the action that's going to get repeated, basically. So this is the base case. Whenever this holds true, this is what's going to be executed, basically. This base case right here, this condition, whenever this condition holds true, this will be executed. When that condition isn't true, we're gonna execute this. But I want you to pay key note to down here. Right here we're calling the function countdown again, and we're passing in the value n minus 1. And this is how recursion works. Recursion works by calling the function within itself, right? But you must pay attention to the value that's being passed into the function, right? We're passing n minus 1. The reason why we're passing n minus 1 is because of this base case right here. So for every value of n we have, it's going to come down here. It's going to check if the base case holds true. If it doesn't, it's going to print n, and it's going to subtract 1 from n. And by subtracting 1 from n each time, we're ensuring that this base case here, or this condition right here, will hold true at some point. And when it holds true, it's going to execute this part right here, which is basically the end of the function. And that's how recursion works. It's when a function calls itself within another function. But be sure that when you're passing the parameters into the function, that you need to be aware of the parameters being passed, because the parameters being passed must ensure that they're at least a time when the base case must hold true. Because if the base case doesn't hold true, then the recursion will continue on and on and on and won't ever stop. Alright, so let's take a look at another example. I'm gonna call this def count up, which takes a argument z. We're gonna say if z is less than, no, is greater than or equal to 100, we're going to print stop. All right, and what should happen else? If it's not greater than or equal to 100, we're gonna print let's just print back z for now. So we're gonna print back z. And then what we're gonna do right here is now we're gonna have to call back the function, because that's how recursion works. So we're gonna call the function count up. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna increase the value of z by 1 each time. So let's say we pass 5 into this. So the value of z is 5. So is 5 greater than 100? No. So since 5 is not greater than 100, it's going to print 5. Then it's going to count up to 6. And then we're going to come down here. 6 greater than 100 or equal to 100? No. We come down here, we print 6 and we add 1 to it, make it 7. And this continues until the value reaches 99. So when the value reaches 99, we're going to say is 99 greater than or equal to 100? No. So we're going to print 99. And then we're going to have 99 plus 1, which is 100. So z is now 100. So we're going to say, is 100 greater than or equal to 100? Yes. And if it is, we're going to print stop. So let's save, hit run, and find out what's going to happen. So count up, pass the value of 5, and see what we get. And we can see it counts all the way up to 99. And once it reaches 100, it prints stop. So we see how recursion is used to perform a action a certain number of times. It will perform the action or this action until the base case, which is this up here, this condition up here, holds true. So let's recap. What have we learned so far? We've talked about recursion. And we know that recursion is a way for us to perform repetition in Python. Well, not just Python, but other programming languages as well. We talked about the base case, which is this condition right here or this condition right here. This condition basically tells the recursion when to stop. So if this condition doesn't hold true, it will continue the action as many times. And then the next thing that we should take note of are this right here, where we call the function within the function itself. And this is how recursion works, when we call the function within the function. And we must pay key note to the parameters that we pass when we do the function call, because those parameters need to be updated so that eventually the base case will hold true and the function or the repetition will stop. Because if the base case doesn't hold true, the function will continue on and on and on forever, or at least until the recursion stack exceeds. But that's something that you don't have to worry about for now, or shouldn't worry about for now, if you write your recursion code properly. Alright, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. And once again, thank you for watching.